My 2021 journey in the Nprc sport, nothing made a bigger difference in my speeds and my ETs than when I switched over to the Castle Mamba Monster 8S. Combining that with a 2.5 turn Trinity motor and the Sanwa M17 turned out to be a wicked combo, and I ran my fastest times ever. I have a 2-second car. Actually, it's a sub 2-second car. And we're all used to like playing with little motors like this and stuff, you know, these this is a Trinity 3-turn right here. But now we have a new player in town. I'm Chad, this is the Dorky M40 RC channel, and we're gonna make you faster today. That's right, guys, Castle has did it. They have taken the drag racing world by storm. I've had this motor in my hand on the bench here for a month or more, and it's driving me crazy that I have not even got it in the car or have been able to run it yet. I've been seeing the results that you guys have been putting up on the Facebook group, the Mamba Monster X group. Make sure you guys are part of that if you are into Nprc. That is where I do a lot of my posting. I try to stay off of a lot of the other groups. I know that people that run Castle really take their sport serious and they want to go fast, and so do I. So let's take a deep dive into this motor right here and what Castle has to say about it and what people are actually learning about it already. So this is it here. It is a 1412 stator size 6400 kV 4-pole censored brushless motor. Now that's a little bit different than what we have here. These are actually 2-pole motors, and really the poles just means how many magnets you have. So we have a north-south configuration here. In the Castle, we have a north-south, north-south configuration. And in combination with your stator and the windings and everything else, that is how these motors produce torque, speed, and everything else. Now, a 4-pole motor in almost every case is going to have more torque and it's going to have less top end than an actual 2-pole motor. But Castle has seemed to work out some magic and did some design mechanic things that is going to change that. So what they've done is they've actually crammed this into the same size of a 540 diameter, so it'll fit in any car. It's definitely longer, and we'll show you guys that as well. They've put huge 12 gauge wire on this stuff. Massive 6.5 bullets, so it literally will plug right into the Mamba. There's no soldering or anything like that at all. This baby has a 5mm big bore shaft, which the only other car I've ever owned that had something with a 5mm shaft was an X-Max. And they say that its max capability is 75,000 RPMs. Take a look at some of my Mamba logs from last October, which was the end when I was running all pretty much 2 seconds in bracket racing here. You can see that my average RPM, like on this run, my max was 71,000. And if we look at all of my sessions here, you can see I'm pretty much averaging around 77,000 RPMs. That's going to take into account anything, but all these logs are clean. They're literally just hits and they are burnouts. So there's no spins or nothing like that in here that would throw that off at all. There's our current readings down here, 362 amp average, which a lot of people, I posted that I pull that many amps, and we all know that we do, but some people were starting to get some lurkers and trolls out there in the Nprc world that don't really know a whole lot, but they like to make a lot of comments. Take a look at my timing that I have and my cheat activation range, which I actually changed all of this last year. We're running all 45 degrees of timing, and I changed my range from 6,800 to 7,500. So the whole point is I'm trying to outrun my actual timing range. Now this really made a huge difference in my ETs and my actual speeds. You would think that if you had your timing all put in before you reached your max RPMs, then that would make you faster. But really that was slowing me down because I was spinning unnecessarily and not being able to actually visualize that in the logs or even see it. When I lowered my ramp and I adjusted out that range to apply the timing throughout the entire run, then that is when my ETs dropped even further and my speeds went up. It was slightly easier on the battery. and all it took was a little bit of chassis tuning, few clicks on the M17 to smooth out that signal a little bit more. I think I went from a ramp of like 95 to 94, point at like 10. I'd have to look to verify it, or you could go check out one of the videos. In fact, I'll put a card up there for the entire Castle playlist of all the videos that I've done that show you all the important information and the strides that I made with the Mamba Monster 8S. Take a look at her and open the box here. You get a little quick start guide, you get a sensor wire, and then of course here is the big baby herself. Also some bullets inside there to help solder. Now we've got some really long wires on here. I might have to actually trim these and do some adjustment before I install this. Lot of unnecessary weight that is there. Look how big that motor shaft is, and this thing spins really nice and smooth. Unlike a normal 2-pole motor, there's no mechanical timing adjustment on there, so you don't have to worry about any of that. These things are all set and pre-configured and ready to go. There's your length difference right there, definitely a lot longer. Look how much beefier that 5mm shaft is versus the regular one. The other thing that I'm looking at here that's awesome is don't have to tape this motor up. There's no holes in it. There's no way that you are going to get rocks or pebbles or anything else like that on the inside there that will instantly destroy your motor. You know, a lot of people put the blue tape around their motor. It's not so they can hide what kind of motor they're running, but it's specifically for safety. So yeah, that is great. This is going to be super awesome, and it's going to look just fantastic in the back of the breakout chassis. By the way, guys, I have a few motors that are kicking around that have a little bit of use on them, but I'm not going to be using them anymore. So I think there's going to be a giveaway coming up on this channel for some motors and some other stuff that I've got going on. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and check out the videos and give yourself an actual chance to get some of this stuff. And if you like what we're doing here, you can support the channel by not only leaving a comment and a like, but you can get stuff off of Amazon with our affiliate links below. Or if you'd like to buy me a beer because you think I'm a cool guy and I help you out, you could also tip me with the paypal.me link in the description below. Now, one really big thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to totally change our gearing. Now, right now I am running, I could show you on the nice little calculator Gear App Pro that a lot of people have been asking about. It's RC Gear Calc, and this is a real simple, easy to use device. Real simple, easy to use application here. You can see that my current gearing of 90/18 puts me at a final drive of around 13 with the internal ratio of 2.6 of my associated B6 buggy. Now, Castle, and I've heard other people talk about wanting to run this final drive on this one around an 8. Some people are like 7.5. So I've been plugging in some numbers here. 7623 looks like that would give us about an 859 final drive ratio. And if we go to 25, that's going to give us a 7.9, so that's going to get us actually underneath there. Now, I want the biggest gears that I can put in here, and Castle recommends that as well. I've seen a lot of people stripping gears. The lowest spurs that I have right now are some 78s, so we would have to do some pretty massive changes if we wanted to get that. A 7825 would put us at around 8.11. And if we did like a 7826, that would put us at a 7.8. So pretty close to that 8, right around in there. So we're definitely going to have to order some gears up and get things going on. Again, 5mm gearing as well for the pinions. And as far as for the spurs, I use going to have to use Kimbrough spurs because I do use a slipper eliminator. So they go all the way down to like 73, 74. So we're going to have to actually start getting some of those on order. And the way that people are stripping them out, not saying I'm not going to, I might have to get duplicates of a few. So of course we are going to have all of this for you on the channel. Hopefully we are going to be out and about in like a month. Now I don't plan on starting off with this motor right away. I want to get the car super tuned up, rebuilt, cleaned up, all that kind of stuff. And I want to go out with it and see where we can start, see how close we are to like that 2-second time. Then we're going to throw the Castle in and we are going to put in a massive amount of work. So there's going to be a lot of content coming up on this motor, guys. And that Mamba Monster 8S ESC, I'm sure some of you guys are going to be blowing the doors off before I even make it out. But trust me, I'm going to be right behind you. That's going to do it for everything today, guys. I appreciate all 8,500 of you. Hope you are doing well. Thanks a lot and peace.